again. This is good.
How do you know this is good?
It's always my goal, I feel.
Well, I mean, think about it. We had for the past year. So now all of a sudden in 2021, right, the government is going to release stuff about UFOs and aliens. Ooh, right?
Yeah.
But what happened in 2020, right? A global pandemic, a virus, ironically, a virus that affects our respiratory system. What do you think the chances are that the vaccine makes it so that they can breathe our air, we can breathe their air, and we can now communicate, blah, blah, blah. And they've been in cahoots for decades.
Do you know that coronavirus also changes your DNA? They just came out with that recently.
Where's a bottle? I need to drop.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have a mic.
That it changes your DNA and that they're not sure exactly what it's doing as it's changing your DNA. And that, so like I was watching these different scientists and like, we had like Germany, England or something, and then the American. So Germany and England was like, this is a big deal. We need to really look at this and figure out what it's changing and how it's changing it, blah, 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 and see what it's actually affecting for long-term things. And the Americans like, it doesn't mean anything. They're like, all viruses might change your DNA. We don't know because we've never studied anything as closely as we've studied this. And they did come out and say that it is a man-made virus that escaped from the Wuhan lab. They did confirm that last week.
Last week, they actually confirmed that?
Yes. It actually was on I think the Chinese originally came out with it saying, yes, we did this. It was on the BBC and it was announced here also very quietly.
Well, there'll never be a world war in, God, I even use this word, in the tradition of world wars, right? It'll either be scientific like a virus or technology through, espionage, which has been happening for decades as well. That's what's happening, with all these global computer viruses that are happening. And they can't deny the fact that there are actually UFOs out there, right? Or aliens exist and all that. There was actually an interview with Obama about aliens. I mean, he wouldn't acknowledge anything, but he did say a couple of things, right? There is more Area 51, which I just have to laugh about. But he did acknowledge some things, but he wasn't like dropping the mic, so to speak. But I don't know. I wonder if, this global pandemic is related to aliens.
That's an interesting theory. I like your theory of
and kind of the merging of
changing the way we're breathing. Yeah.
Well, changing the way we're breathing or the merging of cultures, the DNA, because you're talking about DNA, right? So it could be an introduction of DNA into our system, or maybe they've been getting samples, and who knows? If there's one alien race, there's more than one.
Oh yeah.
Right. So hopefully it's friendly.
Well, why do we need a space force now?
What do you mean?
Didn't you? I did read that President Trump or ex-President Trump or whatever initiated the Space Force.
Well, the Space Wars and all that stuff actually started back with the actor Ronald Reagan. He started all that stuff way back then, but it's all hush hush. And then when Trump came in office, he's like, we are getting the Space Force. Like everything's got to be big.
I don't know anything about Space Force, but I will say Americans are arrogant, right? We think we own the moon. We think we own Mars now because we landed something on it. And look at what's been happening for probably the past decade or so with Tesla. You're talking about private citizens actually visiting space. Do you think governments want to police that in some way? I don't know what all is behind the Space Force. I'm just, I'm a
make an observation.
Yeah.
Did you watch Space Force? What was it on, Hulu or Netflix?
No,
Great show. I didn't think I would like it watching the first episode, and the next thing I knew, I had watched the entire thing in one binge, and I don't usually do that.
Binge
It
watch.
was really good. It was very well done.
So what do you know about Space Force, Stephen?
Yeah.
All I know is that it's another active branch of the military. And I heard the person that was heading it up had to step down because he didn't appreciate what was going on. So no, I don't know anything about it. But ask anybody on a ketamine journey, and they'll tell you the first thing that most people see are praying mantises.
Mhm.
So
Really?
that's just my 2 cents.
Wait, no, say that again.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I
Ketamine.
studied praying mantis kung fu, but yeah.
So ketamine, DMT are psychoactive drugs, psychedelics, and most people report being connected to beings from another dimension. So take that.
Oh, and the mantis are one of the types.
Yes. And
Like, yeah, the reptilians.
yeah, and a lot of ancient alien theorists proposed that ant people were here before humans, but this is a whole nother topic that
This is our next topic. I think we're gonna.
yeah, it should be. I'll make sure to do some research so I have good information because it's very
Either
interesting.
next week or the week after we should do this one. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because we could really dig into this. I could see my friend will come on. She wrote a book called Who's Who in the Cosmic Zoo, which is about all the different alien species. And I mean, we do this all the time as humans. We just whitewash everything where it's like you're either good or you're bad, instead of looking at, well, are humans good or are humans bad? Well, we're definitely bad for the environment when you're taking, the aggregate. We can be good, but, are we going to be judged like that as a species where our entire species is either good or bad? Because that's what we do with these other species. Like we say, oh, reptilians are trying to take over and they're all bad. And then, Palladians are all good, but that's not really true. Because just like us, there are some that are more in alignment with our values and beliefs, and there are some that are not. And I say it that way because when we look at things like good and bad is so subjective. It is so subjective.
But as a huge society, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a huge society, if it's introduced, humans will be very panicky, right? And fearful. As individuals, we are intelligent, reasonable, and so on, and rational, right? So to your good and bad. Well, all right. Well, there are some. But to go down the kind of good and bad kind of theory there, But, if a spaceship actually landed and it was on the news yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
We'd all be freaking the hell out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely so. Mm-hmm.
Carolyn, so have you experienced where you see the essence of people are part alien, like actual deep, different, like ant people or snake people or something?
So I'm going to say yes. I've come across people whose auras are really unusual. Their energetics are very different than ours. So the soul seems like it's comprised of something a little bit different, like the essence is a little bit different. Then I've come across people who you can tell they're new earthlings.
Wow.
They are not used to being in the meat suit. So it's very difficult for them.
What? Snake people?
We did, when, it's a shame Tom's not here, but with Tom's group, we did a past life regression with this woman who was from India. And she went all the way back to where she was a snake. And she remembers being a snake, and she described all these different things from being a snake. Now, we were all floored because I haven't, when I've done them with people, I've not gone back into like being an animal or being, I've seen people who were just energy beings before, like I've come across that, but not an actual, like what we would consider an alien or a different species. It's kind of wild.
If anything, you are an alien now because you have COVID, didn't you?
Yes.
Your DNA have been changed forever.
Yay. And the thing is, I feel great since I had it.
I remember you told me.
It did something great for me. I don't know. I highly recommend.
Who's been vaccinated?
What?
Who's been vaccinated? Raise your hand.
They were saying that they think
Three?
the vaccine may also alter your DNA.
4.
But
I
I'm
have
sure
not.
it's the same.
I've been on the fence because I think it's alien DNA.
It probably is. You guys
I
laugh.
just think there's,
You know.
I honestly think there's something behind it. I don't know what it is. I just have this weird government influence, whatever. I just made a joke with the alien DNA, but I
It
don't
could
know.
be. We don't know.
No,
I was in the same camp, Michael, but the girl I was dating said that I couldn't come around her or her friends unless I got the vaccine. So I had
well, I
to
ain't
keep-
dating nobody, so
I'm surprised your new
I'm
job
standing
doesn't.
strong in myself.
I'm surprised your new job doesn't require it or something.
What?
You know, I don't know. We're
Well,
living in.
some places do.
Why
But the-
do you have to have a relationship to have a job and be smart?
No.
No, he meant the
What?
vaccine for
Oh,
the
the vaccination.
Dodo.
This just took like a real weird left turn.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
I'm not-
going
Who
off
are
the
you working
rails.
for, Michael?
I'm not at all bothered by not being in a relationship.
That's not on your mind at all.
No, not at all. Not at
Oh
all.
my gosh.
No, actually, I thought CHOP, right? Children's
Mhm.
Hospital. I was shoulder to shoulder with doctors and nurses. Total risk for the infection, right? They denied me 3 times. Now they're offering it to me left and right. I'm like, you know what? Screw you. If I can be shoulder and shoulder with 1,000 different, literally 1,000 different doctors and nurses, and they're going in and out of the OR and everything else, and then come out sitting next to me so I can help them with their computers and do stuff. Why do I need a vaccine? Maybe I'm just impervious.
Maybe you've had it already. 42% of people who get it never show a symptom.
Really?
Yep, they're just carriers. That's how it spreads so quickly and so easily. I know far too many stats.
Apparently.
Yeah, it sticks in my head.
So my DNA's been changed now, so the aliens can abduct me and everything will be okay.
I mean, if you watch zombies movies, like, don't you think that at some point it's just easier to just be part of the zombie crowd instead of like be the 2 remaining humans fighting it all?
No, I'd rather fight the good fight.
See, I'm curious why you're so worried if it is alien DNA, because maybe it's good for you. I mean, humans aren't perfect.
That made me
Now, the
feel
fact that
better.
the government wants you to have it does make me question that theory, but
That's
Maybe
for sure.
maybe it'll stop my receding hairline.
Oh, your hair's fine.
It's I don't know, crow's feet or whatever they call it.
Fine.
Widow's
Widow's peak.
Yeah, something like that. That's not bad for almost 58, right?
58. Gee,
Yeah.
man, you look good.
My
58.
mom's 90 and on a treadmill every morning.
Wow,
Dang.
that's some good genes.
That's like the life I would love to have, being 90 years old and like on a treadmill every day.
Well, for you,
I do
it's
not want to
fine.
live that long.
You don't relish in the relationship either. You want to go garden and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I was just thinking if I should plant tomato the other day, and now I'm
You
like, oh, I
totally
should.
should.
Yeah.
You totally should. I mean, it brings me back to Earth in a way that, like, at the end of it all, like, food is provided for from Earth, and that's
Mhm.
it. Like, so it just brings me back to like, oh, I have like work problem, like, you know, like I need to do X, Y, and Z. People perceive me X, Y, and Z. At the end of the day, it's just like Earth give me food, and it just grounds me in that way. And just seeing changes every day, because tomato grows so quickly.
Oh, wow.
All the vegetable, because it's just one season, right? It grows really quickly. From like the day you plant it until it bear fruit, it's so quick, and you see changes every day. It's a bit exciting. It's like something I look forward to every day.
That's
And
great.
there's your structure, actually, Elaine, right?
Yeah.
Instead of a million things, you have to, garden the dirt. You have to dig the dirt, till the dirt, plant the
Yeah.
seed, water.
And also because like my place right now have a huge patio. Like
Yeah.
I live on the 26th floor, but I happen to have
Yeah.
patio, so I was pretty
like
lucky with
planters.
that.
So like planters.
Yeah, like they have built-in planters.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for it.
so but like I always thought I'm not good with plants because I can kill a cactus. But now like I'm sort of in this area and we do have some plants, so I'm getting into it. Yeah.
You go, girl. You go.
There you go.
Grow that green thumb. Grow it. You have to believe it. So do you guys want to do a quick
Fear.
and then we'll
And yeah. Yes.
we'll get off the alien kick. I started that whole conversation when we all were like, I'm ready to go to bed.
And then everybody got lively.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Aliens? No. Vaccine? Virus?
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah.